Hi everybody, this is Odd Samurai, and today I'm going to be reacting to Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Episode 7. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit more about last episode, shall we? It was definitely unexpected about what happened, like halfway through it. But first, I know a lot of people, if you're on Twitter, then you definitely have heard of this, that the author of the light novels and web novels said in there. But I'm still gonna bring it up because I still have a issue with it. Not him as a person, obviously, but just the way that Rudius was written in this way. So the name of or the pen name is Rifujin Namaganote, and he wrote about Rudius. He doesn't really have any feelings of hatred for slavery. He feels like it's not necessarily the case that all slaves are universally unhappier as slaves than they were before becoming slaves. So while kidnapping is evil, he can't say with certainty that slavery itself is evil and doesn't want to impose his own sense of justice upon a culture he is unfamiliar with. So that's the whole quote. And, well, I definitely have feelings about it. They're not positive. But just, I don't feel like Rudius being a NEET is really an excuse at all for the character to have been written in the way that, like, he, in a modern world, that he would be like, oh, this other culture, even if it's in a fantasy one, he'd be like, oh, they're practicing slavery. I can't judge them on that. That's their own thing that they've had going on. But kidnapping, now I can judge that. I just don't understand why Magonote, it just like went, oh yeah, this thing for Rudius, yeah, that's completely definitely not okay. But this other thing that there's no reason for him to put this one over the other. This one, he doesn't feel like he has any right to judge, which is, I don't know, I'm still really scratching my head over this one. And yeah, we've seen him indeed look at kidnapping as an evil thing. Like, he was trying to rescue a kid that was being kidnapped during, when he finds Paul's current party. He was trying to rescue a kid and was thinking that he was getting kidnapped, but he was actually getting saved. So he was actually going to do something about that. Then when Rudiger, killed someone because they kicked Rudy. Rudy is also like very upset about someone getting killed. He's like, no, you shouldn't do that. It's just, it's just not a thing that you should do. So he's fine with, imposing his own viewpoints on other people with those matters, but not slavery. I don't understand. That's where I feel like my ability to, suspend, what's the phrase? My ability of suspending disbelief, or, suspending my disbelief on, whether a character would do that in regards to what their past is and their, what we've seen now as current behavior. I don't see it making sense. It's just, yeah, that's just what I think, of course. So that's mostly, no, yeah, I don't even want to get into the sentence where he's like, yeah, Rudius doesn't feel like it's the case that all slaves are unhappy being slaves. Like, that's the whole thing I don't want to get into. I already explained my issue with Rudius, for some weird reason, if he like he's from Modern World, he has he can use the internet, he can research history and pretty much say, yeah, slavery definitely not a good thing for the people that were slaves, even if they quote unquote might have been satisfied with the situation. And then, of course, just the episode itself. If you were going to try tackling slavery at all, and as we soon hear, this is how they're doing it, then I would have much rather they didn't try at all. Like, we could have easily gone through this whole story without Rudius having to get in like direct contact with a slave owner or a slave. If the author really, really wanted to have Juliet being put into the story, then I would have rather her just being introduced as, So Rudius, Sylphie, and Sandoval, or they both have an assignment from school that they have to get through. So they go into town and, then they see this homeless girl that is in need of some help, Someone is being a jerk to her. So they help her out and they're like, we need help with this thing. So let's bring her into the school and take care of her from now on. And now with that, you just completely get rid of, the whole framing of her just being bought by our main, by our trio here. And you don't have anything uncomfortable like that. And instead you have them in an unequivocal positive light. And it's, and just, if you could have had it just instead with no Juliet, and just have it just easily, you could have made it write it differently so that Tanova is instead just very slow on able to control his magic with a sensitively enough to be able to make figurines, but he's just a slow learner and he will have progress eventually. But there will be no need for another person to do the figurines for him. That's it. That's all the fine-tuning you needed to do in order for Rudius to not become a slave owner, because, I don't think it's unreasonable to not want the main character of the series that I've been quite liking so far to not be a slave owner, period. Like, yeah, there's been quite a few problematic things about the series so far, but could we not pile on more stuff on top of that? Like, that was already enough. So that, yeah, I said a lot of things, but I feel like I really needed to get them off my chest before watching the next episode. There was, yeah, I definitely felt uncomfortable the last episode, And that's not gonna change really in regards to Rudius and the way that the other two interact with Juliet. Even if they try to like spin it in like a sympathetic light towards them. Oh, but they're training her so well. Yeah, but we just could have it made in another way. So like there was no such thing as this arrangement. Like you just could have had it so that Rudius just was not taking a part in this very harmful, systematic, just problem that this fantasy society has. Okay, so now that I got that out of the way, let's start the episode in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, 3. Also, I read somewhere that look also stays in the girls' building. So, do with that what you will. Oh, we're getting her internal thoughts? We haven't had that since episode 0. We're in her perspective. That's interesting. Oh, there he goes. How so? Are we following this trio for most of the episode? I don't mind it. Oh. Ugh. Yeah. Yeah. I don't actually have the answer to that question. Oh, you do remember that. No. I guess you realized it, but doesn't wanna do anything about it. So now that I've thought about it more, I'm pretty sure this white silhouette girl is well, I want to say it's Aries, just because she disappears, and it's like a big reason of why Rudius is having a lot of trouble with his self-esteem in regards to, you know, people abandoning him. Oh, I could have sworn her name was Juliet. Sure, if only. He broke it, didn't he? If only she was some just kid that they picked up from the street. I would have a much easier time too. Having fun with this. I know this is for comedy, but oh, he can judge those girls for destroying the Roxy figure when it wasn't theirs. Oh, that's... If only that other thing made Rudy half as mad. They must not know that he knew the Sandayo. Damn, bro's being racist? But I mean, yeah, it was to provoke her. Yeah. Yeah, that was way too easy. I expected her to put up at least a bit of a fight. They were really cocky for how fast they were defeated. Hmm. Damn, bro, what? Out of context, this looks pretty bad. No fucking way. Of course, he was gonna grab one of them while they were tied up. And usually you would have another character like Eddie's to punch him when he did something like that, but there's no one here to do that. It's been a while, but that part of Rudy has not changed, has it? Nah. Yeah, he is. You too? It is? So this is just for retribution? He actually told all of that to Sylvie? That's still going on? Bruh. No one's gonna scold them for that? That's not why you should be grateful. Or like, happy. What happened here? Oh, they pissed themselves? Fitz, you're not gonna say anything about this? You're not gonna be like, okay, this is enough, just let them go? Fitz? No, Sylvie. He's not training. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. It, mm, I mean, with what we've seen of Fates this episode, I don't think the morality of it would matter. It's more so, oh my god, he has another girl's panties with him. I still don't know what's. I guess seeing the eyes would make it super clear to Rudy who it actually is, even with the gray hair. It's already over, huh? I mean, what do you want me to say? I said everything that I wanted to say. I feel like just basically take out Rudy groping one of the girls, and I would have actually found the whole situation pretty funny. But now I'm like, what's the growth I thought that was happening? This ending is growing on me. And it helps that it's the same thinker from the season 1 openings. Yuiko Ohara? Something like that. I wonder how long this school arc is going to last. Maybe it's gonna be the whole season, actually. The fiance of despair. I have no idea. We don't know anyone with a fiance. But yeah, I mean, I was not the biggest fan of this episode, as you can tell. So yeah, I don't really got much to say on it. It was mostly just letting us see, well, first of all, Sylphie's a little bit of her point of view, just how she's doing with Ariel and Luke. and just how she feels, of how aware it is of the way she feels about Rudius. Then a little bit of how Julie is going along with Rudius and Tanova. Then, you know, the whole thing was Tanova showing Rudy the broken figure and who did it. And then, you know, at this point, I keep going, it's just gonna be a full recap of the episode. So I don't really have much of an input as I usually do. But hopefully next episode we'll have more things to my liking, or like stuff that less, you know, questionable and more, you know, rooted in character progress or world building that will move the plot forward. Because there was no mention of researching the mass teleportation, and there was also nothing regarding what was it? Well, we saw a little bit of a mention of Luke being related to Rudius, but there was not much of like that we could get from that, if there's gonna be anything important regarding that in the future. But yeah, I'm not gonna try and make it any longer when I don't really have much else to say. So if you enjoyed my reaction to this episode, please like and subscribe. Until next time, see ya.